These are some of the most unusual models in the world.
Our differences make us beautiful.
Who are proudly challenging conventional beauty standards.
There's many brands that just like the generic, beautiful looking people. And I don't look like that, I look different.
Hoping to show the world that you don't have to fit the mold to be beautiful.
I used to dream about being a model all my life, and you get people saying, you can't be a model because you look like this.
Starting with 3'4" model Drew. Despite not having the height of a runway model, she has a specific message she wants to get out there.
Super excited. I decided I wanted to be a model about a year ago. It is a little difficult for people to see that sexy does not have a size. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have you turn around.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay. So the look I'm kind of looking for today is just, I'm doing streetwear, so I kind of want something edgy. I love braids. Braids always look really, really nice in my hair. Something natural for the beach, you know, just something flowy, something cute.
Did I miss it?
We're done. Look how cute. Is it good? Yeah. Awesome. Look at my eyebrows. Oh my God, thank you. It looks so good. The hardest learning curve of becoming a model is honestly being completely vulnerable to the camera and to the photographer as well. I had to discover my curves. I had to learn how to work with it. I mean, a lot of little people, we got big butts, so we got to learn how to make it work. We have either big foreheads, we have different size limbs, we have so many different complications. But as long as you see yourself as who you are, that's sexy. That's it.
You look amazing. I got it. You want to see?
Yes. I love that one. Oh my God, that one looks so good.
This is so
You literally captured it. Oh,
I love it.
growing up with dwarfism is probably the most challenging thing anyone can do in their life. In my family, I'm the only dwarf in all of history with my family line. So they were kind of learning as I was learning through my life. They did the best they could and they did a really good job. My hometown is complete opposite of Los Angeles. Reno, Nevada is very small, so it's very small in diversity, even just as in ideas or dreams that you would like to have. They teased and they made hurtful names. It was hard growing up as a kid trying to understand why everybody was so mean to you. I do have a lot of anxiety. I mean, I am small, so I do have to watch out 24/7 of people around me, make sure I'm not stepped on, pushed, hit, or even just taken in general. I left my hometown 2 weeks after graduating high school. I decided to go to the Art Institute here in Los Angeles, California, and they have a summer program. And I wanted to get a head start on my career. I wanted to do fashion marketing, which I'm graduating with my bachelor's very soon this year. I don't want anybody else to feel like they cannot express themselves like the way I did back home.
With that in mind, Drew set out to show others the beauty in being little.
Find the place okay?
Of course.
Awesome. That's my friend Dylan. She did my hair and makeup, thank God.
Awesome. You look gorgeous.
Thank you, thank you.
So
Okay, so this is kind of like a streetwear type of look. I'm gonna be kind of edgy, but I want some like really cool backgrounds in the back. So like some cool paintings, flowers.
you mentioned flowers. I'm already set up for right here.
Perfect.
Little
You
bush of
got
flowers
you
right here.
literally are speaking my mind, so that's even better. So you have everything set up, so
Yeah.
perfect.
So when you're
Okay.
ready,
Okay.
start.
Modeling has boosted my confidence a ton. I feel a lot sexier in front of the camera. It's a different Drew that likes to be exposed. Honestly, there's no other words. I love being in front of the camera. You did so
Awesome.
good.
Awesome.
My photos with Drew, I hope will get the message to people that it doesn't matter who you are or what size you are to be what you want to be. Drew is, maybe she may be shorter than, you know, your average person, me, but it doesn't change from her ambition to be a model.
I haven't seen you guys in so
Hi,
How are you?
honey.
You look pretty.
Thanks. Well, I wanted you here. You were my first photographer ever.
I'm always there.
I love fashion. You get to wear whatever you want and no one cares. I love being able to have something that fits. I look cute, I look sexy, and I'm going out. And I'm gonna have everybody notice me, not just for my size, but because of how I dress and how confident I am in my clothing. Does the dress look good? Should I let it go? With me being a model, I do receive a lot of comments and hurtful things on Instagram, Facebook. I do not like the M word, which is the exact same as you would think of it as the N word. So if anything, please, I am just a little person at most, and I'm honestly just a human being. You call me Drew. That's it. I don't need to be expressed in any other word or any other way. I'm Drew. I probably would honestly prefer to still be a little person versus average. I definitely see things that a lot of people miss or don't perceive in a certain way. It's definitely made me into who I am today, and I could never be more prouder than who I am.
Drew is an amazing model. The camera loves her. I have so much fun shooting with her. She knows how to work the camera. She knows every angle, her signature. She's just amazing and so much fun to work with.
I have great friends, I have great support that I probably wouldn't be here without them.
Give me that shoulder.
Teamwork makes the dream work. You guys don't even know how serious that is. I would not be here without my support, my hair and makeup artists, my photographers, friends, family, all of it. I would not be here without them. I just want to be respected, I want to be accepted, and I want to make something beautiful for the world. Whether it be clothing or just me being myself, I want everybody in the fashion world just to be accepted. I want anybody to be able to walk that runway just like anybody else. If anyone's having trouble embracing their sexiness, just be yourself. Being yourself is completely sexy. Having a smile is completely sexy. Confidence in yourself is completely sexy. Nobody wants anybody that's scared to be themselves. So just express yourself, don't be ashamed, don't be afraid, and F all the haters if they don't like it. It's you, it's your only life.
26-year-old model Sarah has had to learn not to listen to the haters and instead embrace her rare condition that's caused her skin to sag prematurely.
Ehlers-Danlos is a connective tissue disorder. It is a defect in our collagen makeup. So collagen is the most abundant protein in our body. So it is in our skin, it causes it to stretch and come back to its original form without any type of damage or anything like that. It also is surrounding our internal intestines, and it affects like the walls around our cardiovascular system. And my type specifically would be classical, and I also have the dermatose paraxis type, which is the more rare type.
Sarah's type of Ehlers-Danlos causes her skin to become soft and fragile, which has led to it sagging across her entire body.
In high school, I just tried to cover it up. I didn't want anyone to ask me questions about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I'd say my biggest insecurity would have been my skin. You know, from being out in public and wearing tank tops and dresses and shorts. As I got older, it just kind of started to show more and more. You know, I wasn't living back then. I was basically living a lie because I wasn't being truly who I was. It wasn't about till the age of 22, 23 that I started to look at myself and my body in a completely different way. Just the uniqueness and the rarity and the way the lines form and just the art that is made from just the patterns that are there. It's amazing. It makes me so sad that I looked at it as just this ugly thing at one point in time.
Now proud of her skin, Sarah has been showing it off with her work as a model.
The Love Your Lines campaign was my first campaign that I had. It is a campaign that praises women's imperfections, from scars to stretch marks. They had published my story, which had received over 25,000 likes. And so that really right there was a pivotal moment for me because it clicked. It was like, I could do something with this. Like, oh my gosh.
She's come so far in the last couple of years. It's just been crazy how much things have changed. She's really come out of her shell, and she's done so many things, and so many opportunities have come from her modeling, and she's just so amazing. I'm so proud of her. I don't really see the disability or disorder in Sarah. I think she's just beautiful the way she is.
So my main aspirations for modeling would be to break society's standards and the mentality that they have for perfection, and to really show that it is your imperfections and your uniqueness that is the true beauty, and that's what needs to be celebrated. Personally, I hope that by getting out there with modeling, I am able to almost be the face of Ehlers-Danlos and raise awareness, as it is one of the most undiagnosed disorders out there as of now.
I think it'd be awesome if someone like Sarah was in the modeling world because they need someone like her. She's strong and she's unique and she's very inspiring to others.
I would say to anyone living with Ehlers-Danlos out there who was struggling that the support groups out there are amazing. You can always reach out to me no matter what, for sure. I will try my hardest to respond to you as quick as possible. You are beautiful and you can achieve whatever you want and whatever your dream is, no matter what.
Leo also has a rare skin condition that causes him to look different.
Gold hair, cream skin. That's why they call me Mr. Hershey's Cookies and Cream. You know, albinism is a recessive condition. So you can only have it if both parents are carriers or have albinism, and then it's a 25% chance that your child will have the condition. It's basically just an absence of pigment. See, I've got like, I don't class it as blonde hair. This is gold.
The 22-year-old has albinism, a condition which affects the production of melanin in the body. This results in less or no pigment in the body's skin, hair and eyes.
I think when I was younger, I used to say, oh, I wish I didn't have it, just because it would have made a lot of things easier when I was growing up if I didn't have albinism. Yeah, that's me. I used to love fire engines. I couldn't just walk to the shop without literally getting into a fight. Yeah, every single day I would get into a fight. We were the first black family on my street. And then on top of that, 3 of us had albinism.
Leo's brother and sister were also born with albinism.
My dad just gave me this photo album of a lot of the newspapers we used to be in back in the day. I didn't even know he had this. Yeah, we were in a lot of magazines and on a lot of shows back in the day. Look at these names are rude. I understand it because I guess that's what it looks like in a sense, but it's just an ignorant way of putting things because we aren't white.
My first son was born 1992. So then it was like 1 in 5 million. So it's a very, very rare to have a child with albinism. So I was told I couldn't have more, but I did. I was so isolated because nobody around me knows what to do. You know, so it's a very challenging for us as parents that we have these children and nobody knows what to do to help them. You know, there's all kinds of things that people say that are cruel. But you know, you just need to shrug it off and move on. Because if you don't, you get yourself into a depression. I know they picked on him because of his albinism, because knowing that we are black and his wife, children are very cruel.
It really is. It's organized chaos. That's what it is. You know what's so funny? They used to say, why are you trying to be black? And then they would say, why are you trying to be white? Sometimes it's a bit annoying because you just can't be invisible. Like there's no way you can go and just walk without someone looking at you or staring at you. At the same time, it's nice. Like you can't be invisible.
Growing up with such unique looks, it wasn't long before Leo was spotted.
I think I was always confident growing up because of my parents, especially my mum.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, exactly. Can you do a couple where you are kind of maybe straightening your, yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff.
Modeling industry, now people want to see more different people in the industry. But also there's many brands that just like the generic, beautiful looking people. And I don't look like that, I look different. So it's always gonna be holding you back as well as pushing you forward.
Through his work as a model, Leo has become a source of support for other people with albinism.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, how you
Hello.
doing, man?
Thank you.
You good?
Good. How are you, Leo?
I'm good.
Good to
How
see you.
been?
Oh, brother. Good to see you.
Why is that
She's got a lot to tell you this time around.
What's been going on?
Yeah.
They ask a lot of questions at school. Ask why you white?
If you're already getting 100%, then you can't get 200%. See, as long as you're getting 100%, then that's fine. I put you 100% into it. You getting 100%?
Nelly.
There we go.
89%.
Oh, that's very good.
So at times they don't want to play with him. They said, we don't want to play with you. So it's been very challenging for us.
And there was one time I never talked to anyone. Yeah, that's how I got bronze.
Never talked to anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean when the teacher's talking?
No, the whole day.
You didn't talk to anyone the whole day?
Yeah.
It has changed significantly since we've met Leo.
If you want to do this, you just have to let it grow out and keep combing it.
Then I have to not cut my hair for a year.
Yeah. Okay. He is just a normal child. He just needs a little bit of accommodation. Because I've actually gone through it myself. I know exactly what someone would need.
I need a chair.
I feel like it's my mission, it's my purpose to make sure other people know this and just help as many people as I can. So many colours. I just want to know that. I just want them to know that that they're beautiful through and through. That's it. And they are different, but just embrace it.
Thank you so much, Leo.
Anytime. You really know.
Yeah, thank you so much. You've been pillar of support.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course, anytime.
Thank you to Uncle Leo.
Bye.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that any child with albinism or adult or anyone with it just knows that it's okay and that they're beautiful. And I want to reach as many people as I can with that message.
Just as Leo's rare condition led him to becoming a model, the same is the case for our next story.
There is no cure for EB, and EB is fatal.
Hey, how are you?
I've been asked a lot if I feel like I'm on borrowed time, but I don't, because my time is my own. I'm going to use it to the best of my capabilities. This week I have a shoot with Vogue Italia. I never would have thought in a million years that my ugly legs could get me into Vogue.
21-year-old Lucy has a rare condition called recessive dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa, also known as EB.
EB is a family of genetic skin conditions. It is caused by a lack of collagen 7, which is the anchoring fiber that connects your bottom layer skin to your top layer skin. EB affects every surface of my body, including interior surfaces. This includes my skin, my throat, my eyes, and every internal organ as well. There is no cure for EB, and EB is fatal. I've been asked a lot if I feel like I'm on borrowed time. You can't sit around and worry about when you're meant to die, because it's useless. It'll ruin your day.
Don't have just one book about Middle English literature or two. I have 4.
There are a lot of everyday things that could damage my skin that most people might not think of. Friction is really bad for my skin. So if there were to be any excess friction applied to my body, that would also shear off my skin.
Jamie, which module are you in this semester?
Michelangelo.
I'm
really excited for.
I'm in Da Vinci.
Things like stubbing my toe, opening a jar, opening a bottle, brushing my teeth, taking a shower, even just getting out of bed in the wrong way. Over time, scar tissue doesn't stretch, it contracts. So that meant that the scar tissue on my hands was pulling my fingers into my palm in a process called mittening. If left alone, that meant I could lose my fingers and my thumb completely. So last summer, I had a release surgery. They released my right hand and all of my fingers and my thumb from this restrictive scar tissue, thereby giving me the range of motion in my hand back.
This is my splint that I have to wear every day, every night. It is important to make sure that my fingers don't go back into a curved shape.
There was a point where I felt like my scarring defined me because it was the first thing people would see of me. No one wakes up every day just loving themselves.
Hey, how are you? Good.
It's always a process for everyone, especially if you have a visible condition that makes you look different. But I don't let this stop me from doing things I like. I could see my scars as something negative, as something to fight against, or I could see it as proof of my own survival. I can't make outfits, that's why I wear dresses.
Of course, one of the first things I saw about Lucy were her scars.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable, but I saw past that so quickly. She was just so open with herself and her personality and everything. My lasting impression of Lucy wasn't someone who was defined by her scars. It was someone who didn't let her scars define her.
I saw how people reacted to me and I wanted to change that. So last year was a really big year for me. I gave my first TEDx talk for my university in April. I was able to attend a conference in Italy for rare skin conditions and talk about EB. This week I have a shoot with Fanta Body in collaboration with Vogue Italia for their campaign called I Am the Woman I Am.
Are you nervous for it?
I'm a little bit nervous just because of the names attached to it. I mean, Vogue is something you couldn't even dream of. I'll be nervous when I'm on the train to London, for sure. I really just can't believe that I'm able to experience this opportunity. I never would have thought that my so-called ugly legs could get me into Vogue. It's so nice to meet you in person.
Finally, how are you?
Good.
So we are shooting this story for Fanta Body, which is an Italian brand who always pick those amazing women to be photographed and interviewed.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. So we have this, which is really cool. It's a mesh shirt, and we also have a really sparkly bodysuit, which will be amazing. What did you think whenever you saw my skin condition and that you'd be working with someone with EB?
It's not the first time, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It kind of validates what I'm doing, like I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm doing the right thing. I didn't want to be told I wouldn't find love or happiness or a successful career due to my scarring. I never thought whenever I first started posting pictures and talking about living with EB that it would get such attention and that people would actually care. We can become our own role models. So that's what I'm trying to do for myself. I want people to know that like visible disabilities and sexuality are not two things that can never interact. I want other people to recognize that there's nothing wrong with my body.
Let's start like this.
Because you know, growing up, we're told that people with disabilities, especially ones that are visible, aren't attractive, and love is meant for someone else whose body doesn't look like mine. But I disagree.
I'm happy to live in a time where we're starting to embrace our differences.
Modelling has also been helping Brooks to embrace his appearance.
I do kind of like that my hair is kind of like wispy, and to the touch it's kind of like, people always say it's either like a cloud or it's basically like baby hair. It really is like the consistency of baby hair, but it's just very, very light blonde.
The 22-year-old was born with a genetic disorder affecting only 1 in 100,000 babies.
I was born with ectodermal dysplasia. It affects my hair. I have very little in my body. It affects my teeth. I'm missing a number of teeth. The biggest way that it affects me, I would say, is I have no sweat glands in my body. So I'm prone to be getting overheated because I don't have any sweat to regulate my body temperature. Pretty much from the moment that I had consciousness, you know, I had already been diagnosed, I think when I was just a few months old. I think just being aware that when you're growing up, that, you know, your teeth are different, your hair is different, you know, I think to me, even though I had a very lucky experience of I didn't really face, truthfully, much bullying, and I've always been very grateful about that, but I still think that almost the hardest part of growing up with it was what I kind of imposed on myself, you know, feeling different than other people or feeling kind of like an alien compared to other kids. I had a lot of questions. Are you albino? Do you have cancer? And I think the cancer one is one that always has gotten to me a bit. Even now when I get asked a question like that, if I'm out in public or something, I think it is a bit traumatizing, and I wish I was better with it. I think I still freeze up, I think. When I was younger, I had no clue that modeling is something that was possible for somebody like me. I remember, I even have a memory when I was probably 13 or something and really falling in love with music and wanting to be a musician. And I just remember thinking, it's a nice dream, but I can never be that because then I have to be in front of the camera to do a music video or something. And I just always remember thinking, because of what I looked like, I could never do anything visually. And now, incidentally, I feel like most of my good paying jobs are being in others' music videos. And to me, it's surreal every time. A friend of mine who I'd always looked up to as having amazing style and said, have you ever considered like the idea of high fashion modeling? And this is just about 2 years ago now. That was the first kind of glimpse of an idea that this is something that would be possible, and it's all just kind of snowballed to meeting someone who ended up scouting me now for my agency, and now there's worldwide representation, which to me kind of blows my mind when I think about that.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So good to see you.
Good to see you. So I kind of have to stuff this.
I mean, it's cool. It's going to be cropped. Like that.
But I don't mind it if we go here, too. To show this. Do we want to do Wesley's other look? Let's try this one too. I'm gonna like make sure that it sits here and all that, but like overall.
Did you see it in the mirror?
I mean, I think I'm often overwhelmed with, in the short time that I've been doing this, with messages of support. You know, there's been some kids that will message me with ectodermal dysplasia too and say, I've never met anyone in my life that has this, so thank you for doing this, you know, thank you for being a voice. On the flip side of that, there's often messages as well that are very negative, kind of little comments that do stick in the back of my head, you know, like, why are ugly people fashion models now? Like, why do all you people think this is beautiful when this is clearly just some weird thing, you know? Just a lot of people that clearly it's just ignorance, clearly people that have a very set idea of what beauty is, but to me I've always just been confused about why anyone ever feels a need to spread hate, you know, about anything. I would say modeling has completely changed the way that I view my own appearance. I've been able to find some kind of worth in myself that I've never seen before. I hated having photos taken of me. I hated looking in mirrors. I just don't think I wanted to kind of face the condition that I was born with, because to me it felt undesirable. It felt like something was wrong with me. I think now I'm so grateful that I was born this way, because I don't think any of this would be possible otherwise.
Like Brooks, Carmen also believes that her differences are what make her beautiful.
So, are you excited for my lingerie shoot today?
I'm always excited for your shoots.
I haven't even tried on what I'm modeling yet.
No?
No.
Are you gonna try it on before the shoot?
Nope, you're gonna have to wait to see it, just like everyone else.
Ooh, a nice surprise.
My mom tells me that I was about 3 when she noticed that something was going on. I was complaining a lot that my feet hurt. She took me to the doctor and they diagnosed me with lymphadema, stating that most likely I was born without some of my lymph nodes.
Lymphadema is a chronic condition causing swelling in the body's tissue due to the lymphatic system not working properly.
Your lymph nodes and your lymphatic system are supposed to be moving fluids through your body. So in my case, the blockage is in my legs. So that's why there is swelling and discomfort. So today we're getting ready to do a photo shoot, and we really wanted to focus on body positivity, so we're doing lingerie. This one's a little risque, but we're going for it today. Pushing our boundaries. I always tell my followers on Instagram to embrace our bodies at every step of our journey. All right, so I'm gonna show you a couple pictures though from growing up. As I've gotten older, my lymphedema has progressed. I do remember, they would look at my feet or say something about them and it would just make me like horrified and so uncomfortable and embarrassed. To this day, honestly, I don't like people looking at my feet. This was like classic pose because I always was trying to hide my right foot because my right foot was always bigger, always more swollen, and only wear flip-flops because that's the only dang shoes that would fit my chubby feet. I would get weird comments from guys, or they would ask my friends like, hey, what's wrong with her legs? The turning point for me was telling myself that I have to start being in a more positive mental space and, saying I'm not going to be defined by what somebody else has to say about my body. Getting ready for the photo shoot.
She was walking by, and the first thing I noticed was her stature as she walked by, and I thought, oh, wow. Wow. All I could say was, wow.
Uh-oh.
It looked good. That was my first impression of Carmen, the first time I saw her.
The way my boyfriend makes me feel about my body is something, honestly, that I wish every woman could experience. A partner who empowers you and encourages you to love your body the way they see it, it will change the way that you see yourself. And for me, he was and has been a huge part of me being able to do what I do. All right, I think we're ready.
With her makeup done, it's time for Carmen to head to her lingerie photo shoot.
Hi.
What's the deal? How are you? You look good.
Thank you.
Look
I'm ready.
fresh and
I'm very excited.
look like Carmen. Lingerie normally isn't shot right here,
Right.
but you are a warrior.
I had this concept to include some signage. So this is the hashtag that I use all the time. A lot of people will find me using this. Positive reactions on Instagram make me know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. 100%. I was thinking just black pumps. Or do you want blue?
I don't want any shoes.
What? Fine.
Cool.
Whatever you say.
I love it.
The women who are in my inbox saying, hey, my legs look like yours. I've never seen anybody whose body looks like mine. You know, thank you for putting yourself out there. You're making me feel comfortable. That stuff is big, you know? I do feel that this photo shoot is different for me because it's completely focused on my lymphadema and my legs. Okay, so I'm gonna get changed then.
All right. Let me get my camera together.
I'm ready.
All right, cool. I like this shoes. I do. I think it's cool. It's fluffy.
Are we ready for the derobing?
Yes. All right, and let's go. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3.
I describe my self-image now as, you know, I love myself. And I can say that 99% of the time. You know, I'm only human, so of course I have my bad days.
Cross the legs. Maybe not.
Let's just not cross the legs.
All right, cool.
I can't cross the legs and fall back.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay, ready for look 2? I feel like a princess whenever I wear this. Nobody's perfect, but if, you know, 9 times out of 10, I can wake up and say, you're doing a good job, you're taking care of your body, you like what you see when you look in the mirror, then I think, you know, if we could all do that, honestly, this world would be a whole lot more positive than it is now.
Unlike the others, Nelly's difference isn't the result of a medical condition, but rather a life-changing incident.
The day of an accident was on Friday. I was at work, and we usually have the o'clock every Friday where everyone is just happy, laptops down, no one is working, and there was something fun to celebrate that day because I received good news the day before that I actually got a job offer in California. It was me, Gonzo, my friend, and some other 2 of my friends. We stayed over up until 11 o'clock at night, which is something that we've never done before. After that, we decided to take the party at home. And on our way, Gonzo was driving. I looked at him and I could see that he was falling asleep. I touched him because I panicked. I said, Gonzo. And then he woke up and it was too late because by then I could see the wall and we just crashed there.
At just 23 years old, Nelly was involved in a tragic car accident. Gonzo, her friend who was driving the car, died, and Nelly was left with life-threatening internal bleeding.
I remembered waking up after 3 weeks in ICU, and when I looked at myself, my stomach was covered in plastic. They took the skin from my thigh so that they can put it on my tummy because my tummy was left open for a month, so it needed to be covered with something.
Before the accident, Nelly had started modelling, and so the scars she got as a result of the accident hugely affected the way she saw herself.
I had a colostomy bag for 10 months, and it was not an easy journey. This is where the colostomy operation was performed. Most of the time I was indoors. It was when I started going outside and be exposed to the public, and people started asking questions. Why do you have a tummy like that? And what is that thing on your tummy? This is my belly button. They moved it from here to here. Yeah, it doesn't look nice. They performed a skin graft. So they had to take meat from my thigh, my left thigh, and put it on my tummy. I remember writing on my diary, "No more happy Nelly, no more Nelly with crop tops." And I started writing it down. That diary was supposed to be a positive diary where I write things about myself. I said, there's nothing positive I'm going to write about myself right now. It took me months and months until I actually realized that I need to find something, no more self-pitying. So I decided to own it and take it and live it.
It was at this point that Nelly decided to show the world that she wasn't afraid to show her scars.
I started calling a friend of mine who's a photographer, and I said, can we do this? I'm willing to take pictures of myself with scars and just show it to people that I'm back. The first picture that I posted on social media, I was actually shocked at how people reacted to it. People started sharing it, and they will comment about how brave you are. You're such a tiny person, but she's very brave and strong. And then I decided that from there, I will post more pictures that will inspire people. It takes a lot to accept yourself. Do something that makes you happy. You need to love yourself first and be gentle for yourself first before the outside world do the same thing to you. Scars are not a problem to me. The way I look at them is they give me a reason to be happy. I have this second life.
Unlike Nelly, Zizipho has always looked different.
Phocomelia lower limbs is a condition that affects the limbs as well as your organs. Most of the time you find people that are missing arms or legs. My childhood was not so sweet because I had to go through things that I was not prepared for, like playing with other kids. That was a challenge for me. Physically, I think it affects me when it comes to having to perform some of the chores, like washing your clothes, cooking sometimes, and also walking long distances. My mother is coming through from the Eastern Cape. She lets me be me. She never judges me. You know, she always supports whatever that I do.
Because of where Zizzy grew up, her and her family had to get used to being judged because of how she was born.
People thinking that people that are living with disabilities are actually cursed. I mean, she's like this because she's bewitched, or that she's cursed because the parents did this wrong. It's really hard for you to even forget about how people used to treat you, how they used to talk to you.
Here, and it was that day of your graduation. Do you remember? Yes.
See here, she didn't want to wear the prosthetic shoe here. I remember that time. She was always asking at me, Mommy, what's wrong with this shoe?
She was a brilliant child. When I see my child has got the short leg and she has got no arm, I was crying a lot because I didn't know what was happening. I used to pray every day and say, God, can you please give strength to my baby? Because I love her. And she is the only one that I've got.
Right now I am packing. We are going to a photo shoot for my Instagram. I like changing scenes and changing clothes. I like being sexy. I wish that I was born without the disability because it would have made a lot of things easier for me. But then again, sometimes I also think that maybe if I was able-bodied, things wouldn't have been how they are. When I was growing up, there were times where I just didn't want to be around people. Now it's different. Now I want to be everywhere. I want you to see me. When I signed with a modeling agency last year, after them seeing my profile on Instagram, I went for my Polaroids and voila. I used to dream about being a model, all my life, and you get people saying, you can't be a model because you look like this.
she's powerful, she's a believer, a dreamer, and she's a go-getter. One thing about her, Zizi will hustle, she will get what she wants to get. That's it.
I started my social media in 2019. I need to get on there and show them that, we also have people that look like me that are also popping. If it is not well communicated or the word is not out there about people that look like this, then we're still gonna have stigma. I want to be somebody that inspired someone to live their lives despite their limitations. Loving yourself from the inside out.
It's taken Paige years to learn to love how she looks.
Just when I was cute. My birthmark was very, very, very dark. It was just dark purple when I was born. Throughout time, it got a little bit lighter.
So I was born with a port wine stain birthmark, which is pretty much half of my face. It goes into my neck and my ear and pretty much half of my head. A port wine stain is a mutation that causes enlarged blood vessels, essentially. The color kind of looks like someone just threw wine on you. School was tough. There was definitely a lot of bullying. Elementary school predominantly was a big challenge. It was definitely a roller coaster. It was really difficult for me to just have somebody just see me and just not my birthmark and, not the freak in the class. It was a lot of staring, a lot of questions, which I still get today from mainly adults, if I got burned, if I was in a fight. If I didn't have to be basically forced to acknowledge my birthmark, that I wouldn't have openly accepted it like I do now.
Having struggled with her appearance throughout her early years, Paige took to social media to try and help build her confidence and teach others about her birthmark.
Photo for the gram today.
I started my Instagram, I think, about 3 years ago. So I started taking photos of my birthmark, highlighting them in different ways, outlining it, filling it with glitter. I wanted to create a platform. Anyone who just felt just so imperfect and flawed, they can come to an Instagram page like mine, hopefully, and just feel really proud to be different. The comments that I get in some of the photos that I post, it's very, very, very empowering and inspiring.
Today, Paige has arranged a photo shoot for herself and other young women with visible differences.
Okay, so we've got 4 models total. Okay. So this is all lingerie from Curvy Kate that's sponsoring.
Okay.
Which is gonna be fun.
Who's gonna be in that outfit?
That potentially will be April, who is highlighting vitiligo. And then we've got Keely, who is highlighting elostomy.
Okay.
And it's with the stoma bag.
Okay.
No, I am very excited. My 10-year-old self would be cringing, probably throwing up right now.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Today I'm especially excited because of the additional wonderful women that we have on this one. I think it's going to turn out beautiful, so I'm very excited. It's going to be a really beautiful, bold, real shoot.
I have vitiligo, and vitiligo causes loss of melanin in my skin in patches. The photo shoot went well. It was pretty interesting to be shooting in a church. I've never done that before.
I was a little nervous and just not sure how everything was going to play.
Oh yeah, the glitter is showing up really well.
The photos turned out really, really great. Everyone did amazing. I really hope that photos like this can become the new normal. I have a lot in mind that I want to do with this campaign. I want this conversation to be had everywhere. I want to see that on billboards. I want to see that in film. I want to see that in our fashion shows. I mean, I want it just to completely take over the beauty industry.
Simone has also been working to challenge traditional beauty standards.
I cannot count the times that people have come on my page and say, wow, you're fat. And honestly, like, I know already. Hey guys, I'm here today with my best friend, Asia. Just got finished doing a great photo shoot and we look fat. Yeah.
She wants to challenge people who shame her for being plus size by reclaiming the word fat.
Growing up, eating and emotion went hand in hand for me.
What kind of food haven't we had before?
I developed an emotional dependency with food.
What is your favorite type of ice cream?
I've been called a plethora of names, especially when I was a kid. I was called like Fat Albert, Big Tub of Lard. I put the word fat in caps on my Instagram pages and all of my social media because I want people to know that it's something that I'm aware of. And to be honest, to save people the trouble of doing that on my social media, I just get it out of the way for them. I started the hashtag We Wear What We Want because I saw a story on my Twitter feed about a plus-size woman who was being publicly body shamed. And I realized that that is a very common experience for all plus-size women.
I actually really love the hashtag. I've always been like a big proponent of like women wearing whatever we want to wear because why shouldn't we, you know?
Since I've reclaimed words like chunky, chubby, fluffy, voluptuous, I have no problem calling myself those names.
Hello and welcome to A Fat Girl's World here at thepowervoices.com. My name is Simone.
I am strongly against the fetishization of fat women or plus-size women because so often plus-size women are seen as sexual objects in just our bodies. And I want to emphasize that there are people within those bodies who have feelings, who have emotions, who have thoughts, and I want them to feel free to express those.
Simone regularly posts photos of herself in an array of stylish outfits.
So I have done a good amount of plus-size modeling. My personal style as eccentric, colorful, vibrant, show-stopping. A lot of people feel that as a plus-size model or somebody that's in the spotlight for being plus-size, their mission is about promoting obesity. It's not about promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. For me, it's simply about teaching women to love themselves the way they are now.
Simone is authentically herself in every situation.
What is that? Like that one. It's kind of cool. And this is probably one of my favorites. I've been told that fat girls can't wear short shorts or fat girls can't show their skin, show their arms, show their rolls. But I honestly said, who cares?
If you enjoyed this video, please let us know in the comments and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.